Fox 61 News at 6 starts now.
Now at 6, we are on a weather watch alert tonight. Rain, snow, and wind arriving in Connecticut. Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank is tracking the latest conditions.
With the snow and cold, a triple threat of viruses. Today, the first pediatric flu death in the state announced.
But as winter, we expect to see these viruses transmit more frequently in the community.
The White House announcing a preparedness plan to slow the spread.
Also in the nation's capital, Billy's Law heads to the president's desk, hoping to expand access to the National Missing and Unidentified Persons System.
Christmas miracle. That's what they're calling it, and it certainly is. I've always been hopeful, but this even gives us more hope.
We're speaking with the local family who spearheaded the change.
And a local officer accused of using his job to target 2 young women. The reaction we're hearing tonight. The Fox 61 News at 6 starts right now. Good evening. Thanks for joining us here in the news at 6. I'm Ben Goldman.
And I'm Jen Bernstein. We are in a weather watch alert tonight. We have rain, wind, and even snow heading our way as we take a look at the radar right now. But what you get will depend on where you live.
Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank starting us off tonight. Hi, Rach.
Snowfall totals will range anywhere from nothing up to possibly a foot. So yes, it is all going to come down to location, location, location. Let's go through the headlines undergoing or getting underway right now and lasting all the way through late Friday night. For much of the state, this is a heavy rain and windstorm, around an inch of rain on the way, along with gusty winds, a wind advisory in effect for the Connecticut shoreline where winds could gust as high as 45 miles per hour. But I think the biggest impact from the storm will be in the Northwest Hills, where there will be a significant amount of snow and even enough snow that it could weigh down trees and power lines and may result in some scattered outages. Look at this snowfall distribution. It is so different over just a short geographical area. So we're talking about 6 to as much as 12 inches of snow for parts of northern Litchfield County, especially for areas that are above 1,000 feet in elevation. Meantime, southern Litchfield County, 3 to 6 inches of snow, and around Danbury and Waterbury, you might be able to get an inch or 2 before ending up changing over to rain. We're not expecting any accumulation other than maybe brief slushy coating for Hartford down through Middletown. Just rain in the New Haven area. There could be some minor accumulation in the higher elevations tonight of northeastern Connecticut. And there's even a chance for a little bit of snow as this is all moving out briefly. So there's a lot of different variations in weather over our very small state. What's going on right now? It looks like it's raining and snowing for many areas, but it's actually having a really tough time reaching the ground. I just got a report from Sharon saying nothing's reaching the ground, and I just saw a beautiful picture of the sunset. So the air is really dry, and it's kind of having a tough time overcoming that. So it'll take a little while over the next few hours before this starts to overspread the state. We'll show you the future radar, step you through the day tomorrow so you can make your plans, and of course the weekend forecast coming up.
Hey, Rachel, thank you. And while most of Connecticut contends with rain and wind, as Rachel was just saying, the Northwest Hills are really bracing for some significant snow.
The first nor'easter has town crews out in full force to keep the roads safe. Fox 61's Samaya Hernandez joining us live in Norfolk, where crews are gearing up for long hours tonight. Samaya?
They sure are. You can see behind me, they have the plows ready to go. We're here inside of the fire station, and I want to show you over here. They have the chains out. They are gearing up to put those on the tires tonight because later on tonight, it's all hands on deck.
I want a white Christmas, but I'm a little worried about the roads.
Litchfield is gearing up for a foot of snow and high winds. That's celebrated news for ski areas and Roma Pizzeria in North Canaan. So when it snows, people want pizza.
Yes. Pizza, dinners, whatever floats your boat.
But if you don't have to go out overnight or on Friday, officials down the road in Norfolk say don't.
Tonight and tomorrow is probably a nice day to stay put.
A fleet of 9 plows pre-treated roads with salt early Thursday. They'll be back out at midnight. With the season's first nor'easter falling near the end of the month, they're keeping an eye on budget.
Product, salt and sand, and just man hours to keep the roads clear. So it's going to be a concern with anyone's budget up around in this neck of the woods.
Eversource says it has equipment and crews in place across the state should power outages become a concern. But if Friday turns into a snow day, that's one less day for checking things off the holiday list.
Still Christmas shopping, getting ready for the holidays, so what great timing for a storm, right?
New mom Jenny Milner preparing to hunker down and let baby Emily play in the snow.
Make sure your generator running, get the food that you need, and like I said, just get ready to stay in the house.
And officials do anticipate that schools will likely be closed tomorrow, so there'll be a lot of time for kids to play in that fresh snow. We're live in Norfolk. Samaya Hernandez, Fox 61 News.
Litchfield Hills, no stranger to snow in our state, that's for sure. Samaya, thank you very much. And we have live team coverage tracking the latest conditions across the state. It continues with this.
Let's send it out to Fox 61, Gabby Molina. Gabby, you're in the storm tracker right now. Where do we find you?
Hey, Ben and Jen, we're in Watertown right now, heading towards Litchfield County. We were just in Newtown a few minutes ago, and we did start to see some flakes flying there, but I'll give you a look at the roads here, and things are pretty dry in the Watertown area. I think that the further west we go, that's where we're starting to see some of that precipitation start to fall. But like Rachel mentioned, it will start to make its way over here soon, and we are anticipating to see the snow side of the storm in the Litchfield Hills. So that is where we're heading right now. For those who are heading home, the commute is looking pretty dry, at least in this area of the state right now. So that's a bit of good news, but tomorrow that could look a whole lot different. So we're going to continue to keep an eye on the roads. If you run into any problems, let us know. The Fox 61 News app, the Near Me feature, that's the best way to let us know what you are seeing around where you live. For now, live in the Storm Tracker, Gabby Molina, Fox 61 News.
All right, Gabby, thank you very much. And as Gabby said, download the Fox 61 News app. There we have minute-to-minute updates that can help keep you and your family safe and warm as winter weather ramps up here in Connecticut. Well, new tonight, health officials announcing the first pediatric flu death here in the state of Connecticut. Officials say that child that died was under the age of 10 and from New Haven County. So far this season, the state has seen more than 22,000 flu cases across the state, with more than 500 hospitalizations and 18 deaths.
Well, turning to the latest COVID numbers in the state, the weekly positivity number is up slightly tonight, standing at 11.43%. Now, keep in mind, those are reported cases to the state. We know that there are plenty of cases out there that haven't gotten reported. There are currently more than 500 patients in the hospital with the virus. 56 new deaths were reported this week, but officials say 36 of those people are from a backlog in reporting. We know that our state's children's hospitals have been getting swamped by RSV cases, but how are the rest of our state's hospitals doing with flu and with COVID? Well, the flu numbers certainly seem to be exploding as predicted already. About 14% of new hospitalizations are for a flu-like illness. Add on another 10% for COVID-like illness, and they're the cause for a quarter of all new hospitalizations in Connecticut. The number of COVID-positive inpatients has gone back over 500 for the first time since February, but we're far from the highs that we've seen in past winters. And overall, Connecticut's hospital beds are no more full now than they were at the beginning of October. About 80% of all the available inpatient beds in Connecticut are being used right now, and about 70% of the ICU beds are being used, which is about where the percentages normally are.
Well, the White House is worried about another COVID spike this winter and is trying to get ahead of any potential surge that may come after people travel for the holidays. After pausing the program earlier this year, you can once again order up to 4 free rapid COVID tests at covidtests.gov. The White House hopes more testing will mean less spread. After Thanksgiving, cases of coronavirus began to rise as well. New at 6, a Milford police officer's actions are now being investigated tonight after he failed to resubmit an arrest warrant application. The warrant was for Ewan DeWitt for violating a protective order filed by Julie Minogue, his ex-girlfriend. DeWitt is now accused of killing her with an axe. Police say Officer Scott Nablin filed an order on November 18th. It was returned the same day requesting some additional information and was not resubmitted until December 9th by a different detective, 3 days after Minogue was killed. Police say Officer Nablin had an obligation to gather the needed information and resubmit the application as soon as possible. He's now on administrative leave. Also new tonight, a Waterbury man was arrested down in Florida in connection to a homicide that happened here in Connecticut. Clarence Rhodes is facing charges in connection to the death of Xavier Pellet that happened back on Halloween. Pellet was shot on Willow Street in Waterbury and died at the hospital. Rhodes is being held on almost $2.5 million bond.
An update tonight. A man is dead after a tractor-trailer accident in Torrington this morning. Police say a tractor-trailer was driving on Hayden Hill Road when it struck a number of mailboxes and a stop sign before going over an embankment and dropping to the side of Route 8. No other cars were involved. Police are now investigating what caused that crash. An Old Saybrook police officer has been arrested and placed on paid leave after he allegedly looked up information on a computer database for his own personal use. That database is strictly used for law enforcement purposes. Fox 61's Carmen Chow is outside of the police department with the very latest for us. Carmen.
All of those details are included in a lengthy arrest warrant. The warrant states that the officer ran the woman's license plate just to find her personal information and then later sent her a friend request on Instagram.
A disappointment, but not shock. I mean, this is a situation that we've seen before.
Old Saybrook police say one of their officers, 30-year-old patrolman Josh Zarbo, was on duty with another officer at the Walmart in town on Black Friday. According to the arrest warrant, Zarbo spotted a woman shopping, a woman he did not know but was interested in. Shortly after the woman and her sister left the store, Zarbo ran her license plate over dispatch saying, quote, "Bro, I'm gaming right now," which is slang for picking up women. Zarbo eventually found her name and sent her a friend request on Instagram. Kenneth Gray, a former agent with the FBI, says the law enforcement system can reveal a lot.
Give you their address, their date of birth. You may have access to a photograph of that person.
The warrant goes on to state the woman works at this store, which just so happens to be owned by the Old Saybrook fire chief. He overheard the woman's registration and name over the scanner, then notified her, asking if she was okay. Eventually, this reached the Old Saybrook police chief.
If it had not been for someone listening to the dispatch radio, this likely would never have been picked up. So it shows an alarming lack of oversight.
When confronted, Zarbo said he ran the woman's license plate because, quote, they were suspicious and the females were giving him the side eye. Zarbo was later arrested and charged with third-degree computer crime.
Before, to stalk someone, you had to physically do so or call them on the phone or do other things like that. But now it's much wider. It includes the internet.
Now, I did speak to that woman on Facebook, and she told me she is not interested in speaking at this time. And as for Zarbo, he was released on a $5,000 bond. In Old Saybrook, Carmen Chow, Fox 61 News.
Just a